Hey, good morning. Where is I just realized I don't know how long this has been unplugged. Good morning. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if this microphone's working, but I just plugged it in. This is what I need. It's just sitting over here. That's what I need. Good morning. Happy Hump Day. It's Wednesday. What's going on? Hobby Evolution 1660 Trash and Recycling Day today. Big day. And I think this is the first after Christmas recycling day. That can't be. That can't be. Or wait, it is. It is because I think how did the week go? Here you are watching me figure out. So Christmas Eve was on a Wednesday. So it's the first. So it is. It is the first recycling day since Christmas, since it was Christmas Eve when our trash was picked up. Actually, I think it was the day before. I think it was Tuesday that week. So that's why, because across the street, I'm like, what the hell? They have three in like, these are things you notice when you never leave your house. I'm turning into my dad when he looks out the window. He's like, oh, there's a car over at Searens's that I don't recognize. It's like, Dad, come on, man, get a hobby. My dad had a lot of hobbies too, which I guess that was one of them. Checking on the neighbors. Somebody's over across the street. I don't recognize that car. I wonder who that is. So that's what I noticed. I'm like, the neighbors across the street have 3 trash bins usually they only have the regular 1 garbage, 1 recycling, but this week they have 3 out there. Makes sense. They have 12 kids over there. Okay, I think they have 4, maybe 5. They might have a basketball team. I think they have 4 or 5 kids. I don't know. We've lived here for how long have we lived in this house? 2.5 years. I can't even remember. The older you get, you don't even remember. Another thing with my mom and dad, I used to get so annoyed with them. My mom would say, oh, that probably happened in the 90s. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I wasn't even born when that happened. And she's like, oh, I guess it was probably the 70s. I'm like, yeah, you're only 2 decades off. But now I get it. The older you get, it's like the time just goes together. So whatever it is, we've been here, I don't know, 2.5 years. I think this is coming up. This is 2026. That makes sense, right? 2023. National was in Chicago when we moved in. Because I don't even think we had, did we have appliances yet? Yes, we did. Because I think my wife and mother-in-law went on a cruise. And then I went to Chicago for a week for the National, or 5 days, whatever it was. So my mom came up to watch. We had Biscuit at that time. So my mom came up and watched Biscuit while I was at the National. So that would have been 23, because 24 was National was in Cleveland. So we've been here. So we're going on. We're approaching our 3rd year in this house. We have all the same, with the exception of one neighbor moved just down the street. And one of the very few neighbors that I've actually met. Now I know the people next door. And I've met the neighbors on the other side. So I know the next door neighbors. Now I know those neighbors with Rookie, I've known them since I started dating my wife, because the mom next door is best friends with my mother-in-law. I met the guy across the street once. And then I think we chatted once. His father-in-law was a Major League Baseball player in the 50s and 60s. Pete Burnside, I think, was his father-in-law. And then the people that moved, I had met them. But everything else is just a wave, basically. So anyway, I've never met the people across the street. Never even talked to them. I see they're out all the time. But I'm just I'm not very neighborly. And I feel like when you move into a neighborhood, I feel like the neighbors should talk to you. Like they should approach you, welcome to the neighborhood. It shouldn't be me going out and introducing I guess you could. I guess it is a two-way street. I just don't travel on that side of the street. I just like, you got to introduce yourself. Anyway, so it's trash and recycling day. Long story, short story long. It's trash and recycling day. I had a busy day again yesterday, and man, Cubs convention is next week, and I'm like, it's like, I think hopefully if I get everything shipped, and I'm like, oh, I'll have all day. I might even do 2 streams on Wednesday. That's not going to happen because I haven't even really last night I did go through some boxes and pulled some Cubs cards, which has been really fun. Going through boxes and going through like an entire row of first Bowman Kyle Schwarbers and first Bowman Chrome Kyle Schwarbers. I almost bought a first Bowman Chrome Kyle Schwarber autos are like $200 now. I'm sure I have one or more somewhere in box, but it's one of those where it's probably in just a random box. I haven't found one. It's like, I'm not going to buy one because I'm going to be obviously at Cubs convention next week. I will be streaming. So I'm going to do 2 streams. So I had a call with eBay yesterday. Very good call with a couple reps there. So they're all in on Cubs convention. They're reporting back to people above them to see what eBay can do for me for streaming on site at Cubs convention. So at minimum, they'll promote it and boost it and all that, which is awesome in itself. So we were just kind of basically like a brainstorming session. And so my thought process was doing multiple streams through the weekend, but they're like, why don't you do 1 per day? That way we can, we can promote it, and this is the, whatever time it is, but just do 1 per day. So I can, because I had scheduled 2 per day. So I consolidated those out. Times are still to be announced. Right now, I think I've got, I guess I have my screen up over here. So this is next Friday and Saturday. Gosh, it's only a week away. Like this time next week, I'm going to be hitting the road. This is crazy. Cubs convention. So I've got a 4 o'clock on Friday and a 2 p.m. on Saturday. So that's tentative. And I'm looking to do, 1 to 2 hours, minimum 1 hour, max 2 hours is kind of how I'm gauging it. And I think I'm going to do Cubs-centric streams. I think I am going to do Cubs-centric streams. I did buy some. I went shopping last night for some Cubs stuff on eBay. And actually one of my favorite card shops, probably my favorite vendors at a card show, Jennings down in Freeport, Illinois. I was searching lots because there's some players that I lack. Jack Neely, who is a rookie, so he'll be at Cubs convention. Who else? Christian Betancourt, who's like a backup catcher. He'll probably be in AAA, but it's like I don't have any Christian Betancourt cards, and if I can get like 40 of them for $3, I'll do it. So, so I went through and I looked at all their Cubs, and they have a ton of Cubs lots, and so I bought like 20 lots. So 20, and there's probably 600 to 800 cards total and I think like $60 I think is what I paid for them all. So hopefully those arrive, and I'm buying. They're probably on the other end. They're like, wow, somebody bought 20 lots of Christian Betancourt and Colin Ray and Jordan Wicks and Jack Neely. And I'm on the other side, like, yes, I got Jack Neely and Jordan Wicks. So that I bought, what else did I buy? I went on it's fun shipping. No, it's not fun shipping. It's fun buying. It's not fun shipping. So I bought, so all these Cubs. And actually some of the Cubs lots that I bought They're like the Montgomery Club foil that I don't even have. So at least I'll add to my count on some of these cards. Yeah. So I bought these are the lots I bought. And I'm so excited to buy Luke Little, Jack Neely, Christian Betancourt, Justin Steele, which Justin Steele does, for being like the ace of the starting rotation, doesn't have that many cards. Porter Hodge, Jamison Tyone, Javier Assad, Jordan Wicks, Javier Assad, Ben Brown, Shota. Oh, that was the no-no card, which is an awesome card. Jack Neely, Jordan Wicks, Justin Steele, Jamison Tyone, Colin Ray, Miguel Amaya, Christian Betancourt. So those were the lots I bought. And then I bought Aqua Wave auto of Moises Ballesteros. I did get a Kyle for, I know it's John Keating's favorite baseball player, Kyle Tucker. I got a Cosmic Chrome launched into orbit auto that ended at, I think both those were at auction. I got another Mo Baller, Moises Ballesteros auto impressive die cut from Press Pass. That was like $16. I bought a Ernie Banks PSA 5 58 tops All-Star, or 59. I got an Ernie Banks Heritage Game Used Relic. That was $10. I thought that was a good deal. I got a Pete Crow Armstrong Stadium Club rookie for $1. I got a Porter Hodge auto from Topps, a Pete Crow Armstrong Leaf auto, and a PCA Panini Crusade rookie. I want to find a Topps auto of PCA, but I couldn't find any that I wanted to get. So buying has been fun. And I'm buying some of this stuff and I'm adding to my personal collection at the same time. And speaking of Cubs collection, in PCA is on the cover of the upcoming, I think it's might be in mailboxes now, Beckett, this month's Beckett, Pete Crow Armstrong on the cover, and an interview with me. Finally, 43 years into my life, or 40, how old am I? 43. 43 years, I finally made Beckett. They actually reached out, the first time they reached out to me to request an interview was November 2018. It's only taken 7+ years, but I finally made it. I went back and I actually found the original message that Beckett reached out and said, "Hey, would you be up for an interview and all that?" And I even did a follow-up like 2 weeks later. And I said, "Hey, did you still want to do this?" "Yeah, send me your email." I sent them the email. They never responded. So here we are. We're in Beckett. I don't know. Maybe I offended that original, because he's no longer with Beckett. So maybe I offended him. And he's like, "Fuck you. I don't want you. I'm not writing a story about you." So that could be, because he's no longer there. New guy in charge. And now I'm in Beckett. So I don't think it's on I don't know when it hits newsstands, but it'll be fun. Plus Pete Crow Armstrong's on the cover. I actually have a library of Beckett back issues going all the way back. I don't have the first issue. I have a reprint of the first issue that I got from Unicorn Cupcake. So I have, which is good. Like, I don't want to pay $125 for a magazine. Like, when I was collecting Pro Wrestling Illustrateds back in the day, like, I almost bought the first issue of Pro Wrestling Illustrated was like $100, $125, about the same price as what the first issue of Beckett goes for. And I'm talking Beckett Monthly, John Keating, because I know John's going to say, "Oh, the first issue's in 1979, the first Beckett Baseball Monthly." Where was I going with that? So I'm like, I'm not buying that. And I think Pro Wrestling Illustrated also did reprints on the first issue. So if I can get them for a couple bucks, if I was at a card show and like if I could find like those early, because I think is it 85, 84, 85, whenever Monthly started, 83, I can't remember. I know I've got some 86 issues. and maybe like one issue from 85. And those tend to get pricey. Those tend to be like 40, $50 an issue. And it's like, I'm not paying that for a mat. And really there's not much in those mat. It's not even like, yeah. So anyway, so I've got a nice library of old Beckett back issues. And I do buy new copies like probably once a year. This will be my yearly Beckett new purchase. I'll probably buy one. I'll buy a few. Buy one for mom. Jamie's in the house. What's going on? Good morning. CL on the road is cruising up to northern Minnesota to go ice fishing for a few days. There's not many things in life that I'd want to do less than go ice fishing in northern Minnesota. But to each their own. When are you moving again? Never. The cemetery will be the next move. The neighbors want to know. No. The neighbors are the cool kids. You have to work your way up the ladder. Dan's in the house. What's going on? What animal is that on the hat? It's a raccoon. There you go. Dan, you can zoom in on mobile. It is a raccoon holding a can of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Christian Betancourt played in the KBO. Nice. Did you sell your Burley cards? Asking Dan. Chris, what's going on? When I was a teenager, I wrote a letter to Alan Rosen criticizing him for ruining the hobby. He responded with a letter telling me to go fuck myself. He included an autographed photo of himself. That is awesome. That is so awesome. I hope you kept that because that is phenomenal. Yes, that is perfect. Go fuck yourself. That is so awesome. Dan says, yes, but the person will be paying as he is able. Can't pay it all up front. John wrote a letter to Al Rosen as a kid, asked him to stop hitting on my mom. He told me to fuck off. Hani's in the house. What's going on? Zach says, checking in late. I couldn't log in. I have my credential information declined, and they put me on restriction for looking up too many clothing optional K-pop videos. Dan says, cemetery, you're not getting cremated. I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I don't know. I don't like thinking about that. It's like, all right. So that's what's going on. I am streaming live tonight, 7 o'clock. I'm going to go on a little earlier since it's a weeknight. I'm going to go on a little earlier so I don't, we'll see. If there's a lot of people in the room and we got a lot of action, I'll go till midnight. Kind of like what we did on Sunday. It's like, well, I didn't plan on going to midnight, but we're going to go after since there's 100 people in the room. There's a lot of action. So tonight, I haven't even actually I did because I spent the morning yesterday scheduling out the rest of the next 2 weeks for my stream. So everything's scheduled on my eBay Live homepage through Cubs Convention, which is next week. I am going to do a 90s night on Saturday. This coming Saturday, I'm going to do a 90s night. So I put some 90s stuff aside. My 70 tall boy set break is going to be next Tuesday. And I figured that's the perfect time to do it. It gives me a little bit of time to promote it if I get time to do that. Plus it's only 50 or 60 cards. It'll be a decent, there's going to be some commons that only go for a few bucks, but it's a decent, there's a Pete Maravich rookie and there's, Jerry West and Oscar Robertson. So there's going to be some decent sales on that. So decent sales and not as much shipping, 50 compared to 200. And because I don't want to be too busy because I really want to focus really Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. I really want to focus on Cubs Convention. Like I want it to be complete, but I also want to get a good jump start. I don't want to spend all of my time on Cubs Convention. Like I need to do some sales. I don't want to lose momentum on the eBay Live side, especially leading into some live streams at Cubs Convention. They're going to be promoting. So I just want to wear myself out, basically. That's what I want to do. And then we turn around and 1 week later, Madison Card Show, Saturday, January 24th. By the way, I do have contracts for every month the rest of the year. So Saturday, January 24th is at the Alliant. Saturday, February 21st, also at the Alliant Energy Center. March, I think I've got it on this Post-it note. March 29th is the Madison Pokemon Show at the hotel at the Madison Marriott South. There is no sports show in March. April 25th and 26th will be the Madison Card Show on Saturday, the Madison Pokemon Show on Sunday. I have not signed contracts for the rest of the year for the hotel. Alliant has contracts signed, so we're good. I'm good to go. But hotel, tentatively, May 30th and 31st at the hotel. Madison Card Show on Saturday, Pokemon Show on Sunday. June 27th and June 28th at the hotel. 27th is the card show. Sunday is the Pokemon Show. July 25th, contract signed, Alliant Energy Center. That's the Saturday leading into the National. Saturday, July 25th, Alliant Energy Center, contract signed. August 29th and 30th, Madison Marriott South Hotel Show. Saturday card show, Sunday Pokemon Show. September, we had to do the 19th. Either location, the last Saturday of September was booked for both the hotel and the Alliant. So it's September 19th at Alliant Energy Center, and that contract is signed. October 31st and November 1st will be at the hotel. November 28th, that's the Saturday right after Thanksgiving. That is at the Alliant Energy Center. And the day after Christmas, December 26th, contract signed, Alliant Energy Center for the Madison Card Show. So that's how 2026 is going to shake out. I will I'll update the website, put out something on the Facebook page as well once I get the contracts for the hotel. So contracts are signed for the Alliant for the entire year for those dates. January through April are signed for both locations. So I'm just waiting on contracts for what months? May, June, August, October. And hoping to get those today. So, but I don't want to put anything in writing just yet because sometimes I've gotten these dates are available once they're getting ready to send me the contracts. Oh, we double booked this one. That has happened a couple times. So on the non-contract signed dates, those are still up in the air, but hopefully everything works out and we'll get those. But all the Alliant dates are set in stone. Contracts are signed. So there you go. Dan says, is your dad buried in or near Anawan? Not. So my dad was cremated. My mom still has his ashes. We were supposed to, kind of like Beckett reached out in 2018 and finally got around to doing a story on the 1 Million Cubs project in 2026. My mom was going to spread his ashes near where he grew up. And she still has the ashes. I'm like, are we gonna do that sometime? She's like, yeah. I think something came up the first year we were gonna do it. I can't remember. Oh, I think something happened. I think something happened where we couldn't do it. And then it just never got rescheduled. So he's in a jar at my mom's house. Jamie says, thank you. I'm old and can't stay up late during the week. Yes, there you go. So yeah, early start tonight, 7:00 start. Orlando, what's going on? Good morning. Arizona, I have not scheduled. Well, I have scheduled it. I just haven't booked anything yet, which I need to. Last year I booked in like August. This year I've just been dragging my feet. So March 10th through the 19th, which I really need to get that done. I'm not worried about not getting a plane ticket or a hotel room at the, usually, I mean, I've booked as late as the week before. So I'm not too concerned about it, but March 10th through the 19th is when I'm going out to spring training. And I do plan on multiple streams out there from Cubs Convention. I'm looking to do some sourcing out there as well. And I tried to do a hotel stream during the National that failed miserably because of the internet connection. So I got to reach out to the hotel, and I'm sure they have. I mean, it's a nice hotel. I'm sure they've got better Wi-Fi or better internet connection. Maybe I can hardwire. I don't know. Good morning, Mark. Dan says, no March sports show. Someone done fucked up. Yeah, it didn't work. There's no dates available. So the Alliant was not available at all in March. The hotel didn't have Saturday, March 28th available. And I did not, since I'm not getting home until the 19th or 19th, I think, I did not want to come back on one day of prep for a card show, for 2 days of card shows. So, and I'm not doing it any earlier for that. So there was basically one day for a sports card show in March 28th, and that wasn't available for either location. So it is what it is. And that's just less stress for me since I'll be gone half the month. John says, your dad spent his entire life spreading ashes, I believe. he did some work. I thought your dad would have wanted to be buried. No, he did not want to be. He was full, and he talked about that like a lot. He's like, I want to be cremated. Bringing cards and balls or just cards? Just cards this year. I'll bring a few baseballs, but I've kind of stopped my baseball because I've got my ball walls completely full. I've got storage tubs of signed baseballs. I mean, I could always. There's some shitty players that are on my ball wall, but I have some decent ones that I could replace them with, but I just haven't got around to it. So I've given up on. I haven't given up. I just stopped because I don't need any more. I don't need any more baseballs on my wall because I don't have any more space, and I don't need any more baseballs to put in a storage tub to not be seen. So just cards, and I've been full on getting cards signed. Jamie says the Cubs draft pick Kane Kepley is the son of my mom's pastor. Oh, he's like Cubs. The Cubs bloggers, the prospect writers, freaking love him. They love Kane Kepley. Ethan Conrad's another guy from that draft class that the Cubs prospect writers love last year's the 2025 draft class. Kane Kepley's one of them that they're just always talking about him. So yeah, he's definitely a target for some autographs for me when I'm out there. John says, how close were Dan and your dad? Dan and my dad? Oh, I don't know. Dan could be, based on my family. Dan could be my brother. Dan could very well be my brother based on my family tree. Found treasures. What's going on? Mark says, you consider an across-the-country road trip buying cards and doing an eBay Live every night along the way. Wouldn't that be fun? The eBay Live road trip. That would be a lot of fun. That would definitely be where I would need someone to be like a professional videographer and like somebody planning the trip. Because I haven't even booked my March spring training trip yet. So I need somebody to do that. Zach says, wait, Bo had a dad and runs a Pokemon show in Madison. Jamie says, I was hoping the Braves would get him. The Cubs got him a few picks before. All right, so it's 9:20. I want to get a little work done. I got to take Ernie. Ernie's getting a flu shot today. Did you know dogs get flu shots? I was not aware of that. Dogs get flu shots. So I got to take Ernie to get his flu shot this morning. No doggy daycare. He's only going on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm going to take, I think 9:50 is when I've got to leave. I hear his footsteps upstairs. You could leverage your Q rating with Ty's technical expertise and proximity to Jesus. I'm going on eBay Live tonight, 7 p.m. Central Time. That's veterinarian malpractice. Flu shot. All right, so I'm going to go get some shipping done. Have a wonderful day. See you tonight, eBay Live. So I'm live on eBay the next 5 days, 5 nights. Tonight, 7 p.m. Central. I think tomorrow night is 8 p.m. Central. So tonight's a singles and lots sale. So I'm going to put some lots together for tonight's show. 7 o'clock Central on eBay Live. Tomorrow night, we're going to start at 8 o'clock. You call it request night, which is kind of what we always do. Friday night's the free-for-all, which is kind of what we always do. We're going to do an 8 o'clock start on Friday night. We'll do 8 o'clock starts over the weekend. Saturday, we're going to do a 90s. We're going to go back to the 90s. Saturday night, 8 p.m. Central, 90s cards. Baseball, football, basketball, maybe some hockey, probably some wrestling. So back to the 90s sale on Saturday night. Sunday night singles, which is basically another free-for-all, just a request night, doing everything. We take Monday off. Tuesday, the 13th, is the 1970 Topps Basketball High Numbers Set Break featuring the Pete Maravich rookie card. That's Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Central. That'll be a short show because there's only, I think, 50 or 60 cards in that set on the high number side. And then we go off to Cubs Convention. So my tentative streaming schedule for Cubs Convention is Friday, the 16th at 4 p.m. Central and Saturday, the 17th at 2 p.m. Central. So those are tentative. Those times could change. I'm working on getting some players to be on stream with me. So obviously I've got to work around those schedules. So right now, those are just kind of, if nothing comes through, that's what time I'll go. But if I have guests on, we'll adjust those times. All right. So I'm going to go. Let's see. Dan says, I'll see you in the morning. Awesome. John says, the 90s got a bad review on Yelp, deservedly so. 90s cards from the dime bins on eBay Live. There you go. If you're fond of the 90s, it means you weren't there as an adult. I was there as a kid and a teenager. Define adult, dogs don't get flu shots. All right, here we go. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tonight on eBay Live.